This is how God used losing my best friend to draw me closer to Him. Disclaimer, he's not dead or anything. He's not dead or anything. I want to talk about something personal today. How God used losing my best friend to draw me closer to Him. So there was this guy I met in the Marine Corps. And from the moment we met, we just clicked. We became inseparable. Like, have you ever had someone that you just clicked with, that it just seemed right, like the universe was just, like, you guys were just meant to meet and become best friends. It was crazy. So during our service, we went through the absolute worst together. We saw each other at our lowest points. There's something about just going through the crapper with somebody, that makes you guys really close. When we spoke, we complete each other's sentences. We basically had the same mind. We thought alike, but our personalities were very different. He was a lot calmer, very kind, and I was a lot more fiery. So for the rest of our time in the Marine Corps, we were literally stuck together 24/7. It became a joke in our unit that we are a one deal package. At one point, I remember thinking that I was closer to this guy than my own blood brother, my family, or anyone I ever met in my life. And I knew that if there was an opportunity, I would die for him, and he would have done the exact same for me. As our time in the military was coming to an end, we talked about building a business, being with each other through thick and thin. Our kids or my kids would be best friends with his kids. That's how close we were. We were extremely close. And he was originally from New Jersey, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. But we believed that, if as long as we stuck together, we could have gone through anything, just like in the military. And at that time, I wasn't fully Christian. I went to a Christian church to give my thanks an hour a week to a God that saved my son's life. So I got out of the military first and moved to Houston, and he was supposed to follow shortly after. We talked every day. Even though he was in New Jersey, for course, I was in Houston starting college. We talked every day. We called and we texted. Talking about his move to Houston. But something else happened when I moved to Houston. I became a Christian, and my belief in Jesus Christ grew at a rapid rate. But still, I was still a baby Christian. I didn't know much besides Jesus, his sacrifice, and the just an overview of Christianity as a prior atheist. I remember at a Bible study one night, and the topic was about trusting God. And instead of talking about God, I talked about my best friend. I was bragging about how much I trusted him, how I would die for him, and how that we would be inseparable once he moved down to Houston. I didn't think much of it at the time. Then one day, out of nowhere, he just completely stopped communicating with me. No fight, no argument. Just a normal day, then nothing. I called, I text. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Nothing. To this day, I still don't know what happened. I know he's alive. His family posts about him. But I never got an explanation. And it hurt. It really hurt. But what was strange was I never got angry at him. Yes, the thought came of, screw him. What the heck? But my resentment never took root. Instead, for some reason, all I felt was gratitude. Gratitude that I got to experience a friendship like that at all. Gratitude that I even got to meet someone like him. And even today, I pray that he's okay and he's doing well. But in that loneliness, in that loss, I went to God like never before. I prayed more. I talked to him more. I saw him more. And slowly, I realized something. That I place my trust in men, even a good man, instead of fully placing it in God. In Psalms 118:8, it says that it is better to put trust in the Lord than to put confidence in men. God didn't take my best friend away from me to punish me. He didn't do it out of cruelty. He did it to show me that no human, no matter how close, how loyal, and how good, can replace him. Because at the end of the day, there's only one who will never abandon you, who will never leave you, who will never forsake you. That's Jesus. And then in God's infinite timing, after spending a lot of alone time with him, ironically, God sent my blood brother. Almost like God was saying, you're not alone. But remember who comes first. So if you're watching this and you lost someone recently, maybe a friend, a relationship, someone that you thought would be with you forever. Maybe God wasn't removing them to empty you. Maybe he was doing it to fill you with him. Because when everything is stripped away, Jesus is still here. And he will always be here. So after editing the video, I thought I should elaborate more on why me and my best friend splitting up was actually the best for both of us. Yes, it sucked, but we weren't exactly godly in the way we did things. And a lot of times we would encourage each other to do things even though it wasn't the best for us. And we had a very egotistic mindset. And the idea of fully submitting oneself to a religion or somebody just didn't sound manly enough. I know, it's so silly and so dumb. But at the same time, you have to remember, we were Marines. First of all, we were Marines. And second, that the devil has lived longer than you and I. And his tricks could be as simple as that to separate us from God. So after, a lot of alone time with God and becoming fully reliant on God, I found such a profound peace. And I can't even explain it, But I've just been so grateful for the life I have now. And so grateful. I'm still so grateful for the friendship that I had. So yeah, if we stuck together, I don't think I could fully or would have submitted myself to Jesus. Thanks for watching.